Water gang.
I just hit one of these.
Because
I mean, I got these pistachios right here. I mean, but like,
Hey, pass them.
ask them. Got you, gang. There you go. I'm
All
going.
right.
I'm going
That
to open that thing
crunchy
Cheers
up.
are
crazy in the
so
mic.
good.
All right, we're starting in three, two, one, go.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. It's time for another HBCU Con monthly live panel discussion. I'm your host, Atari Gems, on Facebook and Instagram. I know as Mocha Hime. And today our panel is True Black Gold, nerdy Black owned businesses. And as you all see around me, I have a bunch of incredible guests, but before that, I got to talk a little bit about HBCU Con, why we're here, some of our offerings, and a little bit about the topic at hand, and then we'll go into our panel. Do, do, do. Trying to share a screen. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. Can everybody see?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Um, doop, doop, doop. So, what's an HBCU? Um, so, as many of you all know, audience, I'm not going to talk too much about HBCUs, but for our listeners and supporters at home, HBCUs is an acronym for historically Black colleges and universities. They are institutions of higher education. Um, they were established before the Civil Rights Act of 1964 with the intention of primarily serving African Americans. HBCUs are still important because they provide quality education to Black students and other students of color. There are over 100 HBCUs across the countries with a array of different like program offerings and whether it's bachelor's or master's or doctorate programs. Um, and there are, still a lot of challenges within HBCUs on campus, but for the most part, they are an incredible institution that many young folks and older folks look to for guidance, um, whether it's career development or personal development. So yeah, on our right here, there's a graphic of some of the different institutions that are situated. Do, do, do. Um, so why are HBCUs important? HBCUs are responsible for a great portion of our Black workforce, and a lot of times HBCUs serve as safe spaces for our Black and Brown students, and they often get support that is not held at predominantly white institutions. On the graphic here, it's just some statistics about our white collar jobs and some of our, you know, career professionals that come from HBCUs. If you all like to learn a little bit more in depth about this graphic and like some more history, feel free to give us a message on Instagram or just shoot us an email. I love to chat with you and teach you all more. But for the sake of time, I just want to just kind of touch and go because I really want to like hold space for our panelists that we have tonight. Okay. So HBCU Con. So this is just a brief story of HBCU Con and why we're here and some of our offerings. So HBCU Con is a community celebrating and bridging the gap between historically Black colleges and universities and Black geeks at large. Through this unique lens, we bring you the Black Geek Homecoming experience. We are committed to showcasing the brilliance of HBCUs and their students, as well as providing a platform for Black geeks of all walks of life to come together and connect. We want to show the world that HBCUs are more than just institutions of higher learning, but also places where some of the best Black geeks are being cultivated. I also want to just share, if you want to be a part of HBCU Con, or if you want to attend our events, you do not have to be a HBCU student, staff, or alum. All are welcome. We just prioritize those perspectives a little bit more. So this is just kind of a brief announcement of some of our offerings. As you all know, and if you all follow us on social media, you probably have seen all the photos and videos of our first annual HBCU Con Geek Fest. It was held on June 22nd at the White House Caterers in Cadenville, Maryland. It was a success, and we're super excited to bring that experience to you all, next year, hopefully next year. But here's some of the other offerings that we offer, because oftentimes people engage with me online and in person, and I tell them about Geek Fest, but I also, want to share some of the other things that we provide here at HBCU Con. So you may have seen different events around the DMV area that we help sponsor, like Plus Ultra's event. The Villains Ball were one of the sponsors for that, as well as some other DMV-based nerd events. We love to see you all there when they happen. We always, post a ticket link, or we post a graphic and things of that nature. Annually, we have photo meetups at KatsuCon. Our BlackSuCon is coming up in February. So if you're going to KatsuCon and you're a Black cosplayer, we love to have you there. And at DreamCon, we have a HBCU student and Black Greek DreamCon meetup annually. We'd love to see you all there too. You also can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and also on our website at hbcucon.org. We also do a 28 Days of Black Cosplay campaign every February, and we just want to highlight some of our brilliant and beautiful Black cosplayers, and we're super excited to have that again. And then monthly panels, for those that are tuning in here, each month we try to have a dedicated panel to a topic, and I usually host the panel. And then we do different panels at different conventions. So there's a lot of ways that you can engage with us, whether it's at home on your screen or in person at an event. If you have any ideas, or if you want us to come talk with your students or staff, or if you want to, try to collab or do something, you can always shoot us an email at info@hbcucon.org. Okay, so a little bit on the importance and necessity of Black-owned businesses. So Black-owned businesses are enterprises where the majority of ownership and control are held by individuals who identify as Black or African American or another identity within the African diaspora. These businesses span every type of sector, from retail to hospitality to tech to finance and wellness, and many, many more. So why support Black-owned businesses? As you all know, in the US, we have the racial wealth gap, and our white non-Black counterparts are oftentimes in the workplace paid more than us. Obviously, that is anti-Blackness at play. When Black individuals or Black households or Black groups come together and start businesses, they close that gap. Is it easy? No. Are there a lot of barriers? Yes. But if you all would like to learn more about, things of that nature, I'm more than happy to supply those information to you all after the panel. Black-owned businesses often diversify industries. As you all know, I'm just going to use like Fenty by Rihanna and Pat McGrath, both Black woman-owned companies doing like makeup in an industry where typically there's lack of Black ownership and representation. Black businesses also are a proponent of generational wealth and economic independence. And there's so many different like industries that we see Black owned businesses, whether it's beauty and skincare, food and beverage, fashion and apparel, tech and innovation, publishing, media. And I know a lot of the businesses listed on this slide, they're modern and contemporary Black owned businesses. But honestly, y'all, like Black owned businesses, it's like ancestral. Like we have always tried to make ways to produce commerce and to trade our skills and things of that nature. But for the sake of time, I don't want to get too much into that because I want us to engage with our panelists that we have. Okay. And as you all know, over the past like couple of years, the hashtag Buy Black has gotten really like popular. And here's just some key dates to remember for engaging with like Black owned businesses. However, I do want to specify like you do not have to solely support these Black owned businesses during these periods of the year. Next month is Black August, which is just a month where many communities celebrate and amplify Black businesses, whether it's Black owned markets and things of that nature. Small Business Saturday, usually I think that was created to combat like big retailers and like Black Friday and all the hoopla of that. Obviously, like Juneteenth, that's becoming more and more popular as that has become like a mainstream and federal holiday. And then I didn't want to be like cliche, but Black History Month, February. But also I do want to just specify you can support your Black owned businesses 365. So why it matters, just briefly, Black owned businesses matter to HBCU Con because even though we are a space that uplifts higher education institutions and fandoms, we celebrate Black excellence, creativity, and innovation. When you support Black businesses such as us, we honor and continue the legacy of self-determination, entrepreneurship that we see often reflected on our campus and in our community at large. And we just want to uplift and highlight the economic power that Black community has, especially our young Black creatives and professionals who often don't have the platforms or support like their non-Black and white counterparts. So we want to continue to create space for our HBCU and Greek educated, Greek affiliated entrepreneurs, but like Black entrepreneurs as a whole. And yeah. And these are just some resources for our Black entrepreneurs and creatives and Black agencies and orgs that they can use for like business development support, grants, accelerators, and things of that nature. And we are at our lovely slide for our panelists. I'm going to let them speak for themselves. And who would like to go first?
All right, I'll go first. Hi, my name is Ebony, and I have a small business called Sunny and Chill. I make clothing, accessories. Honestly, I kind of just make whatever my heart is feeling at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. Is there particular information that I should say, or is that good enough?
I mean, throughout the panel, the guests they'll learn more about you. So yeah.
Right. So I'll stop there. Thank you.
I'll go next. Hi, everybody. I'm Astronym, aka Astro. I'm a comic artist, illustrator. I have done work with publishers such as Scholastic, as well as Oni Press, and a local publisher called Soaring Kite Books, which is local to DC. Um, yeah, I enjoy making comics, obviously, and arguing about your favorite anime on the internet.
All right.
Okay, I guess we'll go because he's
Yeah.
got that look in his eye. Hi everybody. My name is Storm Psycho 6. I am the director and the co-founder of Psycho 7 Productions.
I'm V1 Cam. I am the other half of Psycho 7 Productions. You know, I normally handle the game inside, so you feel me? Yeah.
And I do the burlesque side, and I oversee a lot of things behind the scenes. If you couldn't figure it out, we do gaming tournaments and burlesque shows, and sometimes we do mixed events where we incorporate both gaming and burlesque because we're weird, but we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Tone Butter Customs. I am a street artist. I'm a creator. I create on anything I get my mind on. So, if you're interested in anything weird, I'm your guy. What's up, y'all?
Okay, everyone, and for those that don't know me, I'm Atari Jones. I'm a Virginia-based artist, cosplayer, writer. I also do make jewelry. I have a brand called Oh So Charming, but I'm just kind of taking a hiatus. And those are our panelists, and I'm really excited to have you all here. Some of you all, audience, for those that don't know or didn't get a chance to attend Geek Fest, Tony, Ashram, and Ebony were vending there. So yeah, so I have an icebreaker for y'all. So my icebreaker is, and I try to incorporate more because a lot of us we just got off work and everything. If you had a shop and you own a store, what anime, gaming, or like comic book world would you have the store in?
Ooh.
And what would you sell?
Easy peasy.
Ooh.
Mine would be Mario, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. That's where my shop would be because it's colorful, it's bright, it has everything that I love, and my favorite JoJo. I mean, the crime is an issue, but I mean, we have we have JoJo's. There's like a crazy murderer with a fetish for hands in that universe. But I would definitely sell comic books. I actually have a whole shop concept, so I'll just slide that in over here. But
Okay.
it would be a comic book shop and ramen bar that sold milk tea and snacks, lo-fi, chill vibes, playing inside of the store. It would also double as an art gallery and event space. So yeah, that's
I really like this a lot. I would
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Period. I actually want to kind of go next. Honestly, like I don't know if y'all know like who Ayazawa is, but if you don't know, they're the creator of Nana, Paradise Kiss, and like several other series. And they're very fashion forward and like they incorporate a lot of Vivian Westwood. And I love thrifting and I love fashion and I'm learning I love that more and more as I get older. But honestly, if I could like own like a thrift store in like Tokyo where both of these series take place and like interact with these like artsy
That'd be
and
so
creative
cool.
people, I would just yeah.
I love that. I'll go next if that's cool. Man, I really love your ideas, you guys. Might have to do a little twofer or something. So I feel like my first instinct was to go to Animal Crossing. I'd probably work with the Mabel sisters. Um, yeah, like, I do a lot of sewing. That's where I find like a lot of my joy. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll go there. I'll do my little custom gigs, help people out in the store, get them dressed and whatnot. And yeah, I'd probably have to live in the attic or something though, because, that debt, I'm not collecting it.
Yes. No debt.
I'm not gonna lie.
How much is rent in? I don't have Animal Crossing. How much is rent in Animal Crossing? Like, how do they navigate that?
So like,
To be honest, you just
you get
in debt. Like,
yeah, like you get whatever you want essentially, but you just consistently owe him. And I mean, for real, if you played the game without like the cheats, I feel like it would truly be impossible to pay him back for real.
Actually, y'all, I actually paid my man's back. I owe nothing to Tom Nook, but it did take me, I think, almost, yeah, because I finished shortly after college, so it took me almost 2 years to pay off my debt to Tom Nook. But I can go back and I can spend my little money on whatever I want. So it was worth it. It was worth it.
My issue is that I keep taking more things from him. I'm just like, yeah, you're gonna offer that? Okay, sure.
It's like that. More debt. More debt for you.
Isabel's also a gaslighter. She's like, yeah, your island has like 4 stars because you should probably buy this and that. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to be a 4-star island. I gotta go buy
Not
the
a 4-star island.
Right.
She will get on you. Sometimes she has that little look on her face because they have expressions, and she'll be like, it just seems like you don't have a lot of plants here. And I'm like,
wink, nudge, nudge.
Like, buy more plants 2025. Okay. Or
not gonna lie, if I had to pick a shop somewhere, to be honest, I'm gonna go Kingdom Hearts 2 Twilight Town, right? And let me think about it, right? I'm gonna have a restaurant because in Kingdom Hearts, right? You got the Disney universe and stuff, right? My dog Remy's in that universe. I'm getting him to come to my restaurant, right? We finna chef it up. In Twilight Town, the music good, the people cool. I mean, like, come on, who's not gonna pull up the Twilight Town? Like, got my dog Sora, Donald, Goofy. Like,
I'm pulling up
like, yo,
Twilight
got
Town,
you,
right?
got you, got you. Like, come on. Got my little chef and shit. He under my hat. Yeah, Mr. Nabe. I'm finna have a 5-star meal right now. So I'm gonna definitely go with that.
I might do NBA Streets Volume 2 or Def Jam 5 for New York.
Okay.
And I will be, because I make like toys and stuff. So like I will be like the like illegal vendor that's outside with the bootleg toys, right? And and that will be my shop. And then like I will have Fat Joe, like the whole collectible standing outside, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Or like imagine Biggie Little, but like life size, like doing off the Heezy, like a whole little, you know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. Yeah. Put me outside the venue. I'm outside. Let's get this chicken.
Outside the venue. Got you. Shit, they be packed too, so you good.
Facts.
So you'll probably be able to tell. I've been thinking about something like this for a bit. If I had my own shop, it would actually be a split space. It would be a cafe and a event space or venue, and it would be selling like coffee beans, so retail, but also like drinks, and everything would literally be like Nintendo themed. But the catch is, of course, we're gonna have burlesque or like some type of variety acts or show every night, but we always open like as soon as like maybe, for example, like 8 o'clock hits, we gotta play the Super Mario Odyssey song, and everybody's coming out in like all black, nice and sleek with the little top hats. Maybe some people has a cane, and we're gonna do a little line dance, like the little can to Super Mario Odyssey every single night. And yes, we will have auditions. There's a specific thing that I'm looking for. If you don't have the pizzazz, I don't want you in the cafe. You gotta you gotta have what I'm looking for. And be like, ma'am, you're just not kicking your leg up high enough. I'm sorry. Okay.
Immediately thinking these are not spirit fingers.
This is not a spirit finger. I need come on. Open your hands. And all of like I think I said it earlier, all everything would be Nintendo themed, like the drinks and stuff like that. So I would probably do I can see like the tea being more towards like probably Pokemon and then like the actual like coffee drinks being more geared towards like Super Mario like power-ups like the star and the mushroom and stuff. And then maybe we'll be nice and like sell some other things too. I can definitely see like a little art wall. Um and because I have to be dramatic, maybe I'll have the dancers like dance over there, like to the theme. Like, okay, this seems like very outer spacey. So, guys, everything that we do tonight needs to be about outer space. If you're confused, I'm sure there's some Nintendo games out there that have to do with space. Figure it out. All right, clock in. That would be me. That's mine.
Okay, period. See, I love stuff like this. We got the creative pieces, we got the food space, we got the retail, we got the consignment, we got the art, period. So jumping right in, it is a nerdy panel. We Black owned nerdy businesses. What inspired you to merge your nerdy passions and your businesses?
Well, I've always been a nerd like that. Like I came out the womb a nerd, so it was just a
I feel
foregone
you.
conclusion to just merge. I mean, I've been drawing since I was in kindergarten. And then like I had a fascination with horses and Egypt. Like I feel like most nerdy kids start off with a fascination with one of those two things. And goosebumps or something. So a lot of my drawing would start there with horses. And then I learned what card captors was. And that kind of like changed the trajectory of my entire art persona. From there, I picked up clamp books, Magic Knight Ray Earth, Chobits. Pokemon came into the picture, Digimon, then Toonami, then Adult Swim, and since then, it just made sense. Originally, I wanted to go into biology, ironically, but like I said, it stayed nerdy. I ended up going into graphic design because I've been passionate about the arts my entire life. Um, so, now I'm here, a published illustrator, doing my thing nerdily and again arguing with the internet about their wrong opinions.
Okay. I was raised in the roof because I barely hear people talk about Clamp, but they're amazing.
Oh man, Clamp is an OG.
Audience, for those that don't know, Clamp is like an artist collective, a Japanese like mangaka. They brought you series like Chobits, Card Captor, and a slew of other things. But I really don't want to nerd out about Shoujo Josei. But if you do want to nerd out, you can on Instagram. But yeah. Who wants to go next? Or needs me to repeat the question?
I don't mind picking it up. Mine's pretty simple. Like I've always loved sewing and making clothes and stuff. Like since I was like 5, I would make them for my teddy bears and stuff like that. And I always found it like fun. And I probably didn't get into like the nerd world. I don't even want to say that because I've always been like, I don't know, like so I always like say like I haven't always been a nerd, but I have always been a loser. Like I didn't know anything. I was just like sheltered in my little bubble and I knew nothing. I didn't know anything cool. I didn't know anything at all. It wasn't until like I got to high school and like I made new friends that they introduced me to like K-dramas and then that just opened up my world to any and every gateway drug that I could get to. Um, but once I got to that age, I was kind of like, oh, like, I'm obsessed about this stuff and I want to wear it. I want to like, like rep what I love. But I didn't always love what I saw in stores or sometimes like what I loved was just too obscure. So I got into like making my own like styles and designs based off of like characters sometimes like or just like kind of, I guess, like maybe even closet cosplaying. Like, I just kind of got into like the fashion side of that, and I kind of deep dived by starting to make my own clothing. And now here I am today, like making corsets out of people's nostalgia and making purses and doing custom pieces for what people love the most, and it brings me joy.
Um, Cam, I guess if you want to talk about like the gaming part, I can talk about like the burlesque part of Psycho 7, if that works for
Okay,
you.
that'd be cool.
So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So for the burlesque part, how I kind of took that and mixed it with my nerdiness. I obviously always grew up a nerd. But I couldn't really, in terms of finding a place just career-wise, that's always been really difficult for me. Um, so I wanted to be a dance teacher, and then I was like, ooh, I don't like kids. So then I got into flow arts, and I enjoyed doing that and like wanting to go to festivals and like doing things with hula hoops and stuff, but like it was just also hard to find a connection there as well. Then when I got into being a burlesque performer myself, that's when I discovered Nerdlesque, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just the coolest thing ever because everything that I like, I can put into something that I want to make as a career, which now is dancing. And then when I realized that there just wasn't too much Nerdlesque in Richmond, which is where Cycle 7 is based, I literally just had like a fuck it moment and I was like, yo, let's just add burlesque into the mix because we can make it nerdy and we can make it something that we enjoy and also that other people may want to dabble in as well who don't know about it. And those who do know about it, they have opportunities to geek out with us. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, with the gaming proportion, you know me, I've been a big nerd too. You feel me? Y'all see the Funko Pops in the back. See the Funko Pops. You know, DBZ, Naruto is always a big thing with me. But on the gaming side, I was always been like a variety gamer. I never just played, like a shooting game or nothing like that. I played everything. So it was always like I was always in like that mixed bag, and I couldn't like get into one singular thing. So I wanted to try doing a gaming tournament where you have a variety of different games, so like everybody can try to at least hop in one thing at least. Like if you don't like fighting games, you like shooting games. There's a shooting game over there. Like fighting is fighting game right there. We got Uno over there. Everybody know how to play Uno. Come on now. So you know, it all started in the apartment. Um, had probably like 12 people. Everybody liked it, and then we just moved it on to like bigger and a grander scale, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was just like, wow, we actually have all these people popping out to our gaming tournament, which you know didn't expect to get there, but it's pretty dope.
Um, for me, I don't know, I did everything. So like I played sports. I was like into like super nerdy like stuff. Always like Dragon Ball, One Piece from the beginning, that kind of stuff. Play video games. Like, yeah, but I also was a neighborhood kid, so like I just never really found. I was all over the place and kind of bounced around. Never really found like that click growing up. I was just friends with like one random person from like every group in my school. Um, but my dad, like growing up, my dad probably right now has like 3,000 action figures, right? Three like y'all remember the movie Small Soldiers? Like that movie scared the crap out of me because he had them standing up in the basement, and I used to think that they was gonna come alive when I ran up the stairs. Like I was like 8, so it's okay, right? That's okay. I don't care. You judge what you want. But like with that being said, like I love action figures. I love like drawing like my own comic right now. And doing like a lot of street art and graffiti. So just pulling that kind of all together has been like pretty cool. Like so I've been able to like buy like 3D printed statues or 3D like statues and like print them out with my printer. That's what y'all probably hear in the background. And like kind of have fun like with that technical side of like art. So it's been like really, really cool lately, like to the point where I've created like my own characters and I make my own like toys and stuff like that. So
Oh.
it's been like a pretty cool thing to like experience.
Period. I know I talked a little bit briefly when I introduced myself about having like a little nerd jewelry making brand. Honestly, like I'm a nerd. I'm a pastel goth. For those who don't know what that is at home, pastel goth is a subculture of goth where kawaii, Harajuku culture, and things of that nature inspire the fashion. And what I was finding, I wasn't seeing that much type of stuff out. I'm still really new at like jewelry making, but I have a lot of fun doing that and incorporating that element of it and like the kawaii, the kind of spooky and creepy stuff, and also like I'm also a raver, so having like a lot of candy, beads, and things of that nature. But I love it. I've always been a nerd. It was always like okay in the household. Um so yeah, that's just a little bit about me. But my next question, oops, I almost accidentally closed out the daggone question. Sheesh. So can you all describe some of the challenges you all have faced as a Black entrepreneur in your respective fields, and how did you, if you've overcome them or if you're working on overcoming them?
I oh my gosh. So I've been drawing. I told you guys I've been drawing since I was a kid, but I've honestly been a business owner since I was like 13. That's when I opened my first PayPal account and started taking commissions on DeviantArt. Um, Now, unfortunately, one of the challenges that I have is burnout. The burnout. When this is like your main thing, freelancing, especially in the arts, be it the traditional digital performance arts, burnout is like that ghost that keeps breathing on the back of your neck. Um, I'm very passionate about what I do, and because it is not exactly a high-paying profession either. Like you literally are putting your body on the line to make it happen. Um, I tend to take on bite off a lot more than I can bite off a lot more than I can chew. Um, just to I guess what I would say to keep things even Stevens, but uh, recently I burnt out so bad that my body actually made me sit down and rest. And not because I like I said, I don't like what I do, but because I tend to, I like it so much that tend to take on more than I should actually be handling. Another challenge is constantly needing to prove yourself in the space or feeling like you have to prove yourself, especially in the art sphere. Um, well, I won't say especially in because I know it's subjective and relative to what you do, but when it comes to what I do have to show up more. I constantly have to put myself out there. And with the current social media climate where everything has to be a video or a TikTok dance, it makes it hard for me to spend time on my actual craft, and more time doing things that I didn't even train for. Like I never went through my shonen training arc to do a little dancey dance on TikTok. I never I barely know how to do my line dances for the family reunion. You want me to dance on TikTok? Um, there's those are some of the challenges that I have personally faced. Um, in addition to having people kind of devalue what you do because they feel like they can do it too for some reason, like, oh, my little cousin can draw this for like $20. I've trained my whole life, like I literally have a degree in this. Those are just some of the things. I mean, the list is long. It is not easy being a Black entrepreneur. and even more so when they're constantly like I talked about this recently actually. And I've been talking about it with my peers about the constantly walking into glass walls and ceilings that you didn't know were there. There are so many roadblocks that you run into and just trying to get started. From learning tax stuff to having the energy to actually show up for yourself, having the energy to show up to events, having the energy to interact with people, having the energy to actually do the work and then promo it, and then keeping up with the constantly changing algorithm. um, so yeah, that's those are some of my big ticket challenges there.
I can go next. For me personally, um, a hardship that I've faced when dealing with our business is having such a hectic schedule for something that is already so big and needs a lot of attention. Um, so just right off the bat, I literally have 3 day jobs. On top of that, I also have my burlesque career, which is taking off much faster than I had anticipated it to. Um, I would say I wasn't expecting to book as many shows as I am now, and so dealing with all of that and then trying to like, get groceries and like keep my house, and then also having an entire event company, it can just be really draining on me. And I think it's also kind of, I would say it's probably made my anxiety a little worse because trying to keep up with everything and like also I am my own boss. So I have to try to stay organized for myself. Otherwise, I wake up in the morning and I get an email and it's like, "Hey, you didn't send me this thing. It was due 2 months ago." And it's like, "No, are you sure?" And then I check and I'm like, "Oh damn, maybe my bad." So like having to just be on top of everything all the time can be just a really huge stress that is on my shoulders. And I had to literally force myself to try to be organized and make sure that I'm keeping up with deadlines. And if I want to add more productions, am I going to be able to do that? Am I going to be able to find volunteers? Am I going to be able to get an audience interested even in these random niches and themes and shows that I always want to do? Um, am I gonna are dancers even gonna want to do this? Because a lot of, again, we do like nerdlesque. And a lot of the dancers here in Richmond just do regular burlesque. So having to, like, for example, we're doing a Cowboy Bebop show next week and having to be like, hey, so I know you don't even know what Cowboy Bebop is, but there's jazz. So you have to apply. Just like it's just basically having this is basically a child. Um, that's how it feels sometimes, but without like the crying from the business, it's me. I'm the one that's crying. But obviously it's worth it in the end. It's just how you handle that situation. And like I said, just being on top of my stuff and also having people that support me and are amazing at reminding me to do things and also telling me like, hey, you can do this. You've already done it before. Just keep doing what you're doing because you're amazing at it. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be like doing Cycle 7 in the first place.
Sure.
Honestly, for me, it's a little bit of kind of what everybody's been talking about already. Burnout's been super real. Trying to promote art toys um from characters that people don't have to even know about or have like a relationship with. It's been, you know what I mean? Like it's just always that constant push, which causes like to just be out more. I'm a dad of a 9-year old and an infant, right? And I'm a husband, and it's like I work full time, and I'm doing all this, trying to like make sure I create space for everyone and myself to be able to create, and then being like on the social media, like I love creating the promotion part. If I had like just one extra body hand consistently, like that would be great. But you know what I mean? I think that's the biggest hardest, like one of the hardest parts. And I work with kids, so I love working with kids actually. And I'm want to open a creative space in the DMV area for kids to like learn how to 3D print, learn how to like draw, like bring in different artists, like to learn different techniques and stuff like that. And running like a whole like youth arts program that doubles as like a creative space as well. But it's just like right now, but just ideas there, the skill is there. Just right now, really finding funding that's consistent that'll allow me to do the type of programming I want to do. So every step I take is a way, a path, trying to figure out how can I get obtain that funding, or how can I show my value to someone that wants to just fund the project at the beginning. So like right now, that's like the hardest part, and then just keeping my head above water. Like we always got bills to do, something's always required. A reminders always need to be sent out, or application need to be put in. So I think that's probably been the hardest part for me.
Just honestly, everybody's made some like incredibly solid points. Personally speaking, I think that my biggest like struggle is probably like imposter syndrome. I was originally from the DMV, and moving to North Carolina in the midst of COVID was like my big like, what am I doing here? Because the demographic is incredibly different. One, like the nerd community is pretty small here, but even then, like it's still not many like black peers like within this community. It was something that was completely culture shock for me going from the DMV to North Carolina, and then like doing this business. Like all of my support is in the DMV, all my network is in the DMV. So like being here and still trying to keep that energy and keep like the momentum of this being worth me doing. Like besides it being a passion, like this was there have been plenty of times when I had to like really like talk myself into like keep going, because there's a lot of disconnect here. I am running my business as a one person band, and I have like obviously like in businesses, like you have your advertisement team, you have your manager, you have your finance, you have like all these things that go along with like making a business. And it came to a point where I'm just like, uh, the struggle between deciphering if I need to focus on like the art of this versus the mass production of it. Like, obviously, at the end of the day, we all want to make money with our business. I know if I really were to crunch some numbers, there is no way that like it would equal out that I made more than I've spent on my business, but that's cool. But yeah, like the imposter syndrome with like being in a community that doesn't really connect with me has made growing very slow for me.
I'd probably say a top tier struggle for me is really, since I'm based off variety, I kind of spend a lot on different video games to like give people choices to do stuff. And when I see stuff like not getting used or something like that, I'm just like, dang, should I have like bought all this for that? Like, and it's more of the thinking of like, maybe if I get something new, you might pull in a bigger crowd or something like that. And sometimes it just doesn't work out for what you're thinking. So big struggle is just, figuring out like gauging the audience. Like, oh, Sparking Zero came out. Everybody was raving about that. But like 3 months later, before like I was about to do a tournament, it just fell off. And I was just like,
Mm.
what? It just fell off. So then I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe if I get my PlayStation 2 right, get some of the old Dragon Ball Z games and incorporate that into it, maybe that'll pick something back up. And it just all like having that unknown feeling of what's about to happen. I mean, you can set up your Eventbrite and be like, okay, this how many people coming, and then be like, okay, this is an okay amount. But then you might see like your walk-ins like through the door. Like you might be like, okay, it might be good, it might not. People might be attracted to this or might not be attracted to it, because I know not everybody's a gamer. So it's like it's just like it's a niche crowd. So yeah.
I think for me, because like like being like a jewelry vendor, like Richmond, Cam and Storm can tell there's a lot of different market. Well, there's a lot of different markets, but it's very hard to be profitable at a market if you don't have consistent base. And what I've
Yeah.
experienced since I kind of started this journey last year with this kind of jewelry, and originally it was like doing like wholesale of these kind of like cheap earrings, and then to making bracelets, and then also I do like other little stuff like Decoden, which is a type of like craft that comes from Japan where it looks like fake wolf crane, and like doing like weird little picture frames or doing like compact mirrors or very kind of niche things like hair clips, like, you know, because like I like J fashion, I'm a pastel goth. Those are things that inspire me. But it's upsetting when it's like you're applying for these markets and then people are like, oh well, it's full, or you'll get into a market, but then the for whatever reason the market owner doesn't either have the connections, or she or he or they are not advertising, and
No one
a
shows
lot of
up.
times it's just like I gotta
Sad.
diversify my portfolio, and then also I work in a helping profession, so it's like I have a full time job. Obviously, I help with HBCU Con, and I'm blessed for both of those. But sometimes it's like it doesn't feel like I don't really know what I want to vend anymore, and I feel like I'm chasing these goals, and then like Richmond, and this is not like a bash Richmond. We have a lot of anime fests that are just randomly popping up, and like I'm applying for those, and then it's like, oh, their market's full, or they're going after the vendor that has like 500 on their little platform. So it's like chasing algorithms, chasing
It's
cloud
hard.
chases and stuff. And it's just like I just want to like make some extra money from this, and it makes me happy to make these little weird things that people don't understand. So, but my next question, to kind of flip it around because it kind of got heavy, but I'm glad everyone, you know, shared these stories and experiences, because I know, like I stated earlier, buy black owned business. A lot, you know, a lot of these hashtags, we amplify our businesses, our or orgs that sell things, but we don't really have an idea of like, you know, the everyday ins and outs of them. So what fandoms or pop culture references influence your most current work right now? And some of you all talked a little bit about your nerdy influences, but if you all could expound upon if you do have thoughts to contribute to this one.
Yeah, I'd actually love to go for this one. So I'm actually gonna be, and I'm like ecstatic because dreams come true, y'all. But I am going to be in New York Fashion Week this September for the
Congrats.
celebration.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so
Good.
That is
excited.
so
That's
cool.
tough. That's
Yeah,
tough.
dope.
Yes.
It's like definitely heavy inspired. My collection is heavily inspired by Nana. Like
Oh my
yeah, that's why I was like, when you were talking about the thrift store, like in that universe, I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. But yeah, so like I had been doing a collection, and like I'd been mainly like just like fixated on like the fashion and not on. I'm just like, oh my God, I love this, I love this, I love this. And like as I said before, I make a lot of corsets like out of anime tees specifically. Actually, I'm not wearing the corset, but never mind, it's blurry. But yeah, like I would like just take tees and make them into corsets. And as a big part of my collection, each of the outfits have a corset uh, connected with them, and they'll have matching like I'm like really like into like the trip style now too. Like so I feel like mixing that with like the plaid and the stripes and the patterns that you see in Nana with like the dull colors but the bold red, and like I just love it. But yeah, that's been like my most like the fandom that I'm connecting with the most right now.
Honestly, for me, it's been a lot of like street artists. Um, and like the dope black artists. So like Hebrew Brantley right now is my favorite artist. That's living. A lot of I watched the interview from him like a couple years ago, and like that's what gave me the push to like really start drawing and like building out my character in his world. So and the toys, like I love the idea of like the art toys that he creates and how like impactful, and you see them all like on like podcasts and all that stuff, or like shows, and you always see like him, Bear Break King Saladin, and on calls, you see like their toys everywhere. And there's like added motivation, like keep pushing to like that my toys will get to that kind of level, and you'll see them on the big podcasts or on big shows or live streamers that's buying the work. So um yeah, like I think that's that overall influence from Hebrew Brantley right now has been really impactful. And then also like just being from a city, so like growing up in New York, working in DC for like 13 years, like always being in a city in like a metropolitan area, like definitely heavily like influences like how I create my art, like my own vision, and how like I show up to the world. So like that's I think the major keys for me right now.
For me, uh, I'll start with a few of the anime that are currently like sticky in my brain right now. Of course, JoJo's. It's always going to start with JoJo's, but Dan Da Dan, and Creepy Nuts' music in general is really firing my synapses like those.
Fire hits for sure.
Right. Um, I'd say I've been consuming a lot of like movies and different types of media as well. Really loved as soon as I started talking about it, I didn't forgot the show. Oh my gosh. Um, what's it called? What's it called? What's it called?
Describe it.
It's cozy horror. Alien Planet, Scavenger's Reign. Scavenger's Reign was beautiful, is beautiful. I really hope they get a second season. Fantastic show, creative. And it's kind of moving me towards well deeper into horror. I'm a big A24, Jordan Peele, Ari Aster fan, uh, as well as
Yes.
Cronenberg. So like one thing that I've denied myself a lot is the opportunity to actually draw horror. Ironically, I've been a colorist on multiple horror graphic novels. So taking my affinity for like really bright colors and crafting my own graphic novel. I'm working on a graphic novel called Monster Girl Core, which will be a horror comedy drama graphic novel, and really bringing these eccentric characters to life uh, with the inspiration that I have around me uh, is currently my creative North Star. um, so yeah, I'd say those are my influences right now.
I'd say probably influence for me in like the gaming sphere right now that keeps me updated. Got a YouTuber, his name is the Black Hokage. He normally goes over a lot of gaming news that is going on, like stuff like with the companies. He actually got me into comic books because he used to do a thing called "Am I Valid or Not?" and he started like showing off different comic books. And when I was like, that looks cool. Let me get that. And I got that, and I read it. And I'm just like, yo, next one, next one, next one. Now I got a whole comic book collection now, and it just all starts with certain people. Um, get like a drive. Like one person I know, Dreaded Maki, he has like a crazy drive. I'd be like, yo, I need a drive like that, bro. Like, it's like inspiring. So that really pushes me a lot. Like, be like, I could do that too, or I could reach that level too, and you know, things like that.
So I guess first I can start with my name and Psycho 7's name and that's inspired by the anime Mob Psycho 100.
Hey.
One of the greatest animes of all time. Storm Psycho 6 came about Obviously Psycho from Mob Psycho. Storm, I've always just been like the type of person that's just doing everything. Even if I just wasn't the best, if I liked it, I was gonna try it. So that's kind of how I got to Storm. And then six actually stands for um 6-inch heels because that's what I started dancing in when I first got into burlesque, and I still do it to this day. And people will always tell me I'm gonna lose my ankles at age 30. And you know what? Let them go. But I'm gonna still dance in my little 6, 7, 8-inch heels. But yeah, and what inspired me to continue using the whole Mob Psycho um gesture was I remember kind of when I first started the show where Mob, like, yeah, he's like, I have these psychic powers, but like, I know that there's more to me than just the psychic powers. Like, when he was like trying to get like his little girl and he was like, oh, I gotta impress her somehow. What is she like? Oh, okay, like she likes athletic guys. I'm gonna join the body improvement club, fight on. Um, and that inspired me to kind of be like, yeah, like we can do our gaming tournaments and we can do our burlesque shows, but like what else can we do with these things than just solely a burlesque show or solely a gaming tournament? And the biggest thing to come out of challenging myself with that was Nerdy Thirsty Thursdays, where we would have the gaming consoles out. We had like the last one we did, we had an old cartoon playing. We had Samurai Jack for people who just wanted to separate. We had like coloring sheets. We had drinks going. We had vendors selling all types of different things. We had pop-up burlesque. We did have a lo-fi hour at the end, partially to let people know you might want to start leaving, but also to just kind of decompress because there's a lot of things going on, but it's just one big nerdy celebration. And I take pride in that because that was where I was like, how do I just take everything and make it into one cohesive thing and prove that, again, we are more than just gaming. We're more than just burlesque. Like there is a whole another universe that I can open up with my events and all the things that I want to do. Um, Probably the most obviously the latest inspiration that I had is Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, that's the next show we're doing. If you've noticed, a lot of the events that we do, I kind of have a very small like hyperfixation on that thing as we go into it, just because that's what has kind of like sat on my mind before. I was like, you know what, this is the next show that we're gonna do. Cowboy Bebop in particular, the jazz album, the Seatbelts album soundtrack that they utilized for the show has inspired me a lot because I finally did my first, people love to call it the accidental classical number. I do a dance to the song Too Good, Too Bad, and I just literally was so inspired by the Cowboy Bebop like concert back in September of last year. I was like, I gotta do a song, and this is the song I want to do because this is my favorite, and it feels like that I'm doing a duet with the music. It's not the music accompanying me. We're working together, and I love that act so much, and I love that everybody loves that act so much. And once I finally was able to do the Cowboy Bebop show, I was like, okay, guys, this is for all the people who want to be a part of a Psycho 7 production, but never had anything to submit or never had an idea. This is the one. I want all the classic acts, just go crazy. I want the cosplays too, but like this is y'all's time to shine, where we're gonna take my world, quote unquote, and mix it with y'all's world, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. The handshaking is gonna be amazing. Also, Ebony, you might need to run me a corset for
I
my
got
acts.
you.
Yeah, yeah. By the way. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. All right.
Okay, period. Okay, so the next question, how do you support or uplift other Black nerdy businesses in your network?
Oh, I'll go this one. So like a big thing that I love doing is like trade for trades. Like I feel like a good way to just like network, commune, and make sure you're keeping like I guess friendship, I don't know, values, whatever you want to call it. Like trading like skill sets and talents for other skill sets and talents is like a really good way to like one, I like keeping myself in practice that way. Like, so it's like sometimes if a friend of mine is like, oh, like, hey, like I will trade you, I don't know, let's just say, uh, crap, I don't even know. I can't even think of an example right now. But like they trade something and I'm just like, okay, yeah, like I can make you this custom thing. Or hey, like I've recently just made this stuff in my collection. Is there anything that you'd like? Uh, I just feel like those are like really good ways to like be able to continue to spread. And then also like obviously like, once we do said trade or whatever, it's like, hey, look at this cool thing I just got from insert at here and multiple social media networks. But yeah, I think that those are like nice ways to like continue it. Because, obviously we are in a business trying to make money ourselves, and sometimes we're not always making money. So we don't always have the money to spend on each other. And that can get really difficult. But at least with like a trade for trade, it's a way that we can still like spread each other's art and support each other in creating more of it.
I'll say I mainly support like other, our peers. I know I normally I buy. Like you have something, I'm going to buy something from you. Like it's gonna be something. Like, when I seen Atari's booth, I went to Atari's booth. I got the cute, I got the yellow Game Boy. It was the same one I had. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this one. It's basically I
Aw.
love supporting and I like
Nice.
putting my friends on also. Like I'll send it to the group chat, be like, yo, check this out. Then I'll post it on social media. Like, yo, check this out. Like, it's fire. Like, basically, hyping up stuff like that. So
Mm.
yeah, that's why at the end of this, I need everybody's Instagram because I'm getting something. I'm getting something. All right, y'all getting a DM from me. I'm not gonna lie. Look out for your DMs. Astro, you said you got comics. Gotcha. I'm getting a comic.
I know where I'm at.
That's actually, this is a really easy question. For Psycho 7, the way that we try to support other artists obviously is allowing our events to be an outlet for um small business owners. We do allow vendors to apply and actually vend at our shows. And I was really nervous about it at first because sometimes we do like a small vendor fee of like 15 or $20, and I'm always just like, are they gonna break that? Is this gonna be a waste of time? Because like even though I'm not a visual artist myself, I know I have a lot of friends that literally make art for a living, and they always tell me about like all the hardships that come with um basically being a vendor at these markets, Atari, like like y'all know. So it actually ended up working out, and we now have a bunch of people that are like, oh my gosh, like your events align with the things that I make, and I want to like try to come through and I want to sell. And I've kind of stopped doing vendor fees unless it's like a fundraiser or something like that, just because the sole purpose is I just want this person to be able to come in and be able to have the space to just sell. And I don't care. Everybody that's come to a Cycle 7 event and sold their stuff, it's good stuff, okay?
Yes,
Like
definitely.
I'm not gonna be like I'm picky because I'm really not picky, but also like every single person that's like come in and they set up, I'm like, oh, this wasn't on your website when I was looking. Oh, you didn't have this on your Instagram. Did you make this for us? Oh, I have to get that. Um, and another thing that I do just more so within myself, just like when I'm doing my burlesque stuff, is making sure that I'm popping up to other people's shows and being present. I definitely need to try to make more time to go to shows outside of Richmond, but definitely within Richmond. If I know I'm not doing anything that weekend and there's a show, I am 9 times out of 10 there. I'm gonna try to get video because Lord, it's hard to get videos nowadays. It's hard to get photos at some shows. So just being there and showing like, hey, this person's amazing, post it all on Instagram, make sure that they're getting the content, and giving them some tip money, throw a little dollars their way, even though I'm the worst tipper. Not the worst tipper, but like, how do I describe it? I can't throw. I can't throw for my life. Like if
Gotta
somebody
ball
came
it
to me and
up.
was like, I will shoot you if you don't get those dollars on the stage, I will get shot. I am awful at throwing money. Like, yeah, don't learn from me when it comes to that. But yeah.
For me, I'm a busybody, y'all. Like, not only am I an artist, but fucking love art. Like I just love it. And I'm also an experience junkie, so I put my foot wherever I can. Not only do I do the trade for trade, I'm buying, which makes it hard for me to vend because that money goes from uh selling my work to buying somebody else's stuff sometimes. So I'm trying to chill out on that. I actually volunteer. I actually do kitten for burlesque shows. So like I've kitten for Psycho 7 Productions. I kitten for the International Nerdless Fest. I kitten for Be More Naughty in Baltimore. I discount creative artwork for creatives because I know it's hard out here, but people need graphics, people need art. I work within budgets for other creatives. I even have a current series right now where I'm drawing the talents that I come across in my travels. So I have drawn a couple of burlesque performers already. BB Bardot, who is a uh, burlesque performer as well as a burlesque historian. She focuses on educating the masses about the Black history behind burlesque and how Black people have actually revolution, revolutioned, because English is hard. They have basically, turn things inside out as we always do. And Maki Roll, who is one of the epicenters of the nerdlesque sphere of burlesque. Um, and I'm still going. I still have more performers that I'll be drawing, but I do love to showcase talent in my own ways by giving back for the experiences that I have been given.
For me, I buy a lot of comic books and like little plushies and cute Ghibli stuff for like my daughter. Like I said, I got a 9-year-old, so always try to find her like one cool thing. If I see like a comic book about like black girls, I'm definitely buying it every time. Any posters, anything cinema roll. She's been going cinema roll everything in my house right now. It was actually nuts. Um, but I always try to find something for my daughters just to make sure like they to like feed that side of them as well. Um, and then also also barter a lot. So because like I make a lot of toys and stuff like that, it's kind of we go back and forth. Me and some people like you got something I've been really wanting, like a print or something, and like I got like chains and butter bears, all types of stuff that I can work with people on. And then like also like I run a art club for the school I work at. So we have about 20 kids and we run like do like art shows once a semester. And it's like they're the weirdest group of kids ever.
Mhm.
And it feels really cool to be the safe space for the weird kids in my school. So they that's the way I like push it forward and like create spaces for them, like introduce them to like gallery owners, local ones and like Hyattsville and like that DC area as well. So just kind of opening their horizons and letting my little youngins do their thing out there in the world.
For me, like I've vended at Storm and Cam's events before, but like if I'm at like a con, I'm a big sticker junkie. I love collecting stickers. I've literally have bought stuff from Astronym and Ebony and Storm. So if I see a sticker, I'm gonna collect it. I always try to share the page. I find myself a lot of times connecting people, just be like, hey, like I know of this person. I think they may be a good fit, maybe not, who knows. I find myself always connecting people, like doing stuff like that and like doing platforms like this because I really believe like we have to like create the world we want to see. We have to make spaces we want to see. And I think like doing stuff like this in HBCU Con, just platforming people, creating space because like not to be blunt, but to be frank, like white people, they're not, they're not, they're not, and yeah. So my next question, what advice would you give to any aspiring Black nerdy entrepreneurs who are just starting out?
Rule number one is
Oh.
my fault. Go ahead. We talked at the same time.
All three of us. Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
No, I saw you.
Saw me? All right, boom. One thing, first things first, don't give up. Like, it might look rocky at the start, but you never know what's gonna happen. Like, say if you tried it one time, your first go, you just like, oh, I didn't sell what I thought I was gonna sell. I had all this stuff, and it was all for nothing. I'm gonna just quit. Like, that's where you mess up. You just basically don't give up on yourself. Basically, that's really the main goal right there.
I was pretty much going to say something along those lines. He was like, even if it's a slow start, just keep going with it. You're going to have ups and you're going to have downs, and don't beat yourself up. Don't think that it has anything to do with you and what you're incapable of or anything like that. Like, this is just kind of a part of what it is to have a business.
Build your community. We all want that, I did it myself, no new friends. No, it don't work. It do not work. You will burn out, and you will develop all kinds of personality malfunctions. Like, you cannot live like that. We as humans are not built to be individualistic or alone. Build your community and make sure they are people that will not only help you, but also hold you accountable. Make sure they're people that you can learn from, lean on, trust, and, who will be there to support you. I'm actually from Texas. I came to the DMV like 2 years ago, and the only person I knew up here were people that I knew online and my boyfriend. And in the 2 years that I have been here, I have been able to build such a beautiful, supportive network of people. So when I feel like I can't do this anymore, I can look at my friend Storm and be like, you know what? Storm's doing the damn thing. Storm is out here making it happen. And I know it's hard for Storm too. So if she can do it, I can do it. I can call up people when I need something. Sometimes I don't have ideas, and everybody loves to throw artist ideas. So if you ever need a content buddy, you make sure you have a homie to call up. But also, when you're networking, make sure you're also giving back, because that is also equally important. In this business ownership, entrepreneurship, it's a lot of give and take, and you'll find that you're giving more than you're getting. And you want people to pour into you, and what you can pour into people, make sure that you can do that as well. Community is important.
Mm-hmm.
I think you gotta have strong sense of fuck it, right? Where nothing anyone says or does matter. Like, guidance and support is different than people's opinions, and no matter what, as long as you're staying true and authentic to yourself, even when you hit those walls, it's hard to keep going when you're not being who you are. It's easy to keep going when you have stayed true to yourself. So I think just staying aligned with your values and how you want to create and what you want to do, and just learning the tricks of the trade to function in the space you want to create. That's gonna be major. You just being authentic to me is the biggest thing ever. If you're the same person everywhere, that's how I've developed relationships in the art world. If I see you're the same way everywhere we go, then all right, even if I don't like you, or if I do like you, I can respect you. And you're definitely somebody I don't mind being around, because I know you're being your true self every time.
I'm gonna get on my little soapbox. Because I'm gonna sound real professional. And it's not gonna sound like me, but I swear it's me. If you want something to change, you need to be the change. Because I have been in very many situations starting out in my burlesque career where I just wanted to see a lot of things. I wanted to do a lot of things. Um, and it just wasn't accessible to me, or it was even almost being gatekept for me. And that's how Cycle 7 started. I was like, you know what? If there's no Nerdless here in Richmond, then we're gonna bring Nerdless here. And now there's so many people interested in doing it and seeing it, and it's almost kind of like a new burlesque has always been in the game here in Richmond. Like we have the a whole festival. We have the Richmond Burlesque Festival.
Oh
It's always
wow.
been pretty big, but now people are starting to look at Richmond as a small hotspot for Nerdlesque. And I don't really give myself a lot of praise because I'm just doing what I think people should do. Just do what you want to see happen. But I did the damn thing. And I think I'm doing an okay job so far. And I think Ashton, you mentioned Maki earlier too, and I just want to say like watching her do her thing, her and Kimono doing all of their Nerdless shows in DC, and like how amazing that community is and just how creative they are as well. I'm just like, you know what? We can do something like that here in Richmond too. It'll be our own unique thing, but like they're definitely like a big inspiration. And continuing to just being inspired by people that are doing the things that you want to happen, and also making sure that you're giving them their flowers, because as the saying goes, before you can, what is it, before you can run you gotta walk, and before you can walk you gotta crawl. So yeah, do that shit, do it.
One thing I can say, just speaking on personal experience, don't assume that you will not find supporters or customers or consumers of your products. I'm gonna give a brief story. I was at a very white holiday market, like I think in Fredericksburg last year. And at first, I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna just see. Never vended there. It was literally at a fucking like tree farm. I'm probably getting like a nursery. I don't know why I said tree farm. And I felt
I
like nobody's
mean,
gonna buy it. And y'all,
I'm
like
like,
I had made these like pins, and like a lady literally bought like $20 worth of pins. And
hey,
like there are people like buying stuff for their kids. So I was like, okay, I underestimate myself. So you never know unless you put yourself out there. So yeah.
I wanna
mhm.
add one more thing. Social media numbers lie.
That's yep.
Social media is a lie. Numbers don't matter. Get out there. Get off of social media, and you'll see. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, Tunde shared that nobody from home answered the question. Well, one person answered, but Cam actually answered it um, earlier in his burnout question or response. So basically, I don't have any more questions for you all. Could you all just kind of share where folks can like find you all and things of that nature?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Astronym, ASTRONYM. Also, I'm actually a Google search, so you can also Google me. I learned that recently. It's pretty awesome.
You can find my small business at underscore Sunny with an O, SONNY, and Shell, CHELLE. And also you can find me on my Costco page because there are a lot too. Ebony Pearl, EBUNNIPURL.
For Psycho 7, you guys can look us up on Instagram, Psycho 7 Productions, no spaces. If you want to know more about me and my burlesque career and cosplay career and all the other random things I do, I am at Hoopity Scoop. Yes, it is a play off of Kanye's really confusing song, Poopity Scoop. Um, and If you are based in Richmond, we do have 2 shows coming up. You can come see our Cowboy Bebop tribute on August 2nd at 8 p.m. Tickets are still on sale until August 1st at noon. And we do have a link tree at the Cycle 7 page, so you can access tickets there, and you can also access our tickets to our show in Henrico, Virginia, Lavish and Lush. It's gonna be one of our first non-nerdless show. It's gonna be just like a regular burlesque show, but it's still gonna be really cute and really fun. And tickets for that are on sale until the day of August 9th. So hopefully we'll see you there and bring tip money. Cause like that's what you do for a burlesque show. That's what you do. You'll learn. I'll call you out. I'm the host for the August 9th show.
Like Storm said, find us both Cycle 7 Productions, no spaces. If you want to find me, I'm V1 Cam, KAM. And I have another page, V1 Comics, where I review comics. Is comics with a K. You know, I like Mortal Kombat, so I just put the K, switched them out. So yeah.
You can find me at Butter Customs. That's BUTTA_customs. I actually, if you're in the DMV area on August 1st at 6 o'clock at Kinetics Lab at the National Harbor, I'm doing a class where we're going to be painting 3D printed Jordan 4s. So this is just kind of a sample of some bread 4s that I painted. The links are all on my page. If you're interested, hop on out, create something, find your favorite sneakerhead, make something dope.
Period. And everyone at home, you can see more HBCU Con stuff online at hbcucon.org and HBCUCon at TikTok and Instagram. We'll have another panel next month, and we'll have some fall events coming up soon, and that'll be posted on those platforms. If you want to follow me in my cosplay journey, you can follow me at Mokahime at M0CHAHIM number 3. And yeah, and that's pretty much our panel, everyone. I want to leave our audience with a final word. Oops. I'm not going to share a screen because my laptop hates me. But I just want to say we hope that today's conversation keeps you full, whether you are a entrepreneur in the making, an entrepreneur that's been doing this for a while, or you're thinking about starting a business. I hope that the panelists have inspired you to really venture out. Please, hit everyone up if you want to learn more about their individual endeavors. And we hope that you all had a great evening. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Tunde. Where's Tunde?
Hey, yeah. Thanks, everybody. That was cool.
Hey. We
It
did
said it was still alive.
Yeah, I'm trying to cancel it.
That's what it's like. All right, y'all.
I look crazy.
Everybody start dancing. Fine. Yep. Yep. Break it down.
Oh my God, Kitty!
Hip hop. Oh, there's a cat. Oh, the cat's doing hip hop.
Yeah, she's been breakdancing since she was born.
It's really giving. She's really got the skills. Oh, look at that arm.
Got a Joe slide on him.
Hey.
Period.
Oh, this one's JoJo's. Okay, all right. Oh, we're. Yep,